I'm Scott, and this is episode 17 of What Makes This Map Great. This is the series where we take a deep dive into some classic games that hold a special place in my gaming heart. We're going to explore their amazing level design, beautiful art, creative combat encounters, as well as uncover their hidden secrets and see just how much they've influenced the gaming world. And in this episode, we're covering Quake E3M4, Satan's Dark Delight. All sources used for this video will be linked down in the description below. Like, sub, do all the YouTube stuff. It is greatly appreciated. Let's get into it. Satan's Dark Delight is the fourth level of episode 3, the Netherworld for Quake. And this map is brought to us by the talented creative American McGee. This map is larger than the prior maps in this episode, and it also features some slightly different architecture in comparison. That said, it still has an American McGee vibe with its mood and setting. And while lava isn't as common in this map, don't worry, there's a really nice lava room payoff towards the end of this map. But in contrast, we have a surprisingly large amount of water used throughout the level. The main hub has a large water feature, which also brings back the rotfish. On the topic of baddies, we've also got zombies, scrags, lots of ogres, a fiend, as well as a shambler. And let's not forget about that shambler because he's guarding two very important things in this map. There's also this really impressive section where you'll be challenged to do some platforming and platform riding through precariously tall areas. To give some context for the player experience in Quake up to this point, it all started at the Slipgate Complex, a military base that is home to a machine capable of dimensional travel known as the Slipgate. An evil entity codenamed Quake sends its own forces through from the other side, defeating and turning all soldiers into mindless grunts. Ranger, the lone marine played by you, fights their way through with a mission to defeat this evil force and put an end to Quake. You step through the Slipgate and enter the Dimension of the Doomed, a realm that is home to old haunted castles and dark underground caverns with monsters beyond our understanding. After conquering every obstacle, Ranger defeats Cathan, the realm's guardian, and obtains the rune of Earth Magic. He discovers that a rune of magical power awaits him at the conclusion of each of Quake's haunted lands. Ranger then proceeds to the realm of Black Magic, where his fight continues through decaying castles, dark crypts, and ominous mansions. Nothing can stop him. He destroys the Vor sisters and acquires the rune of Black Magic. The rune whispers dark thoughts into your brain and reveals that the Hellmother Shub-Niggurath is behind all of this. You also learn that once armed with all 4 runes, the gate to Shub-Niggurath's pit will open, and you can face the witch goddess herself in her frightful Otherworld cathedral. Ranger continues his mission, travels through the next Slipgate, and hunts for the 3rd rune in the Netherworld, a dark and barren place full of vaults and tombs, primal fear in a strange dimension, which is where our journey takes place. Let's not waste any more time, let's dive right in. Upon arriving in Satan's Dark Delight, we are provided such an interesting start for a map. We have a descending staircase leading to an open room with a faint white cross inviting us to come down. Additionally, we have these solid metal pillars to either side, as well as an American McGee special with the rafter system above. So much layering and depth just in this space. And all of these structures act as shadow casters to the lighting in this room, creating some soft ambient lighting with nice shadows. And McGee switches it up a little in regards to the lighting. Prior levels, he liked to place these spotlights on the floor to cast light upwards. Here, they are on the ceiling casting downwards. Still, he's utilizing some nice cone lighting shapes for these spotlights. The soundscape is filled with ogres nearby. While it's not a hot start of a map, the moment we alert the ogres, it can get a little crazy. Thankfully, these two only get alerted when they are attacked, but the two above will be doing their best to shoot some nades down these little chutes above us. And look at that, the exit is right above us, behind a gate. This door is opened elsewhere. Let's start some action. Take out these two lazy ogres first. We may as well take care of the ones above to make this space safe. Watch out for the bouncing nades coming through the rafters. Down the stairs, we are presented with a lift to the right and a metal panel to the left. Approach the left metal panel and it opens, revealing a waterway. Let's go over the next area. Taking a dive, we find another metal panel which opens and leads us into a larger pool. You're instantly greeted by rot fish, but upon surfacing, you are introduced to a much larger space. The architecture has large walls adorned with skulls, with large upward sloping trim, leading our eyes to this giant skybox. This is probably the most sky we've seen in this episode so far. There are catwalks with zombies, as well as scrags patrolling around this room. Multiple forms of damage dealers to keep you occupied. These upper levels tease us with a yellow armor and ammo, suggesting we'll reach those eventually. And while there is a network of bridges, they all seem to lead to locked doors. So we'll need to fight our way through the waterway, reach this lift guarded by an ogre, and eventually get to our first button to proceed forward. Let's do this. Clear out the raw fish. I'll leave the zombies for now. They aren't a huge threat at the moment. Take out the scrags. Watch out for those nades. This ogre defies water gravity with its movement. This ogre got cheeky and decided to meet us at the top of the elevator. And we arrived to this button. Before we press it, let's appreciate this simple L-shaped hall. To create interest, the opposing walls are different heights, one having an additional slope to it, leading to a rafter system. It's simple, but solid design choice. We press the button. The doors ahead open, revealing an ogre, as a bridge extends for access. This ogre guards the way, as this central hub provides access to the rest of the map through its multiple doorways. But it also guards a powerful weapon, the rocket launcher. Now you know why I chose to spare those zombies earlier. By the way, this rusted texture makes me feel like I need to renew my tetanus shot. Such an interesting realm with its blend of dark fantasy and industrialism. Here we go. Press the button. I love jumping ogre nades. The rocket launcher is ours. Jib those zombies. Clever combat encounter here. just wanted to point out that killing the ogre is required to open the door forward. These platforms are easy to access with a careful jump. You can get the armor and the shotgun ammo if needed. Let's break down the next section. It's a fun combat encounter. Upon turning the hall, you'll go toe-to-toe with an ogre, which will alert a secondary ogre. They've got jumping tech too, so they'll leap down to try and saw you. Once cleared, this room presents with a Q button. It's required to press it, as it will open the door down this adjacent hall. But it's also a nasty trap. Pressing it, 2 additional ogres spawn on the upper balcony. They'll launch nades and leap down to cut you up. Rockets are great for most of this fight, but you may want to swap to super nails or the double-barreled shotgun for close encounters. Before we rush off, let's grab a nearby secret. It could be missed by zooming players, but when going up this ramp, you should notice some rectangular shapes along the right wall. Even the lamp here is colored yellow instead of white. Hug the wall, and you can ascend them like stairs. And you found a secret area with supplies. I love this multi-leveled room. You have this nice runic skull trim texture along the wall leading to the button. And the shape of the walls and doorways are varied, creating different levels of depth. Okay, now we go down the hall and through the doors. We're back in the central hub, and the remaining closed doors in the rust bucket are now open, leading to an elevator. We hop on and press the button, ascending to this long, dark hallway. Claustrophobic compared to the prior spaces we were in. The rafters and the sky create some dreadful shadows here. The super nail gun with ammo awaits us, but it just doesn't feel right. Unknown to the player, there's a perched ogre above, just waiting to ambush you from behind. You might take a nade, but retaliate with rockets or with super nails. Okay, this next area is huge and has a lot going on, so let's break it down. You'll be dropping down into a platform riding experience here. The way forward is inaccessible, requiring you to shoot a button to raise a platform. To get to that button, you'll be exploring through a network of tall hallways with buttons and traps, all while riding a small platform. You'll also encounter a couple other shootable buttons. This one opens these doors here, revealing a nasty ogre trap. But it also holds supplies for you. By the way, love the arched hallway here. And this cross-ceiling skylight. And my favorite one, this one is a fun crusher trap. Quick way to deal with this ogre, which you'll want to do. This bloody crusher is where we'll be getting off from the platform ride. And should you fall, don't worry. You'll fall into water and it's safe. But you'll have to take this teleporter to return back at the start of this platform riding challenge. Okay, there's a bit more, but let's run through this. We can take these ogres out from up here. Drop down. It's gonna hurt a little. Hop on the ride. Take out the ogre down here and hit the Q button. Super nails at the ready and charge into this ogre. Get in the room and finish the last ogre. We can grab the supplies and come back and wait for the next platform ride. Single barrel shotgun can snipe that Q button from here. Crush that ogre. So we actually have a secret up ahead, but let's finish writing the platform so we have access to the way forward first. Hop off here. This geared door opens the way to the final button. Before we do, you'd think this ogre would have known about the crushing trap. I mean, the signs are pretty obvious, right? These narrow, tall hallways provide a nice architectural change. I feel like most of the spaces, while having varying structure shapes, generally match their widths and heights. This space goes vertical, which is great. Though there is one fault on this map. This demon relief texture is squished on the x-axis. This is generally a big no-no when it comes to applying textures on surfaces as a map designer. Guessing it was an oversight with all the crunch going on for the devs. Let's move on. Shooting this final button will raise this bridge, providing a way forward to the final room of this platform challenge. Just make sure you're standing on the moving platform before shooting the Q button. This ogre and zombie can be dealt with from range. We now have access to an elevator lift. Okay, with the way cleared, we're going to backtrack and grab that secret I mentioned. We'll need to ride the starting platform again. When you get to the crusher, look right and drop down. The wall opens up. You found a secret area. McGee uses lava here to signify this secret is fire. Supplies, a mega health, and a quad. But this is actually a double secret. It's extremely subtle. These lighting fixtures throughout the rest of the map usually have tall crosses. These are the only ones that are blank white lights. Shoot these dim light textures on the wall. You'll reveal the second secret in this space. Quad and the pentagram of protection. So this upcoming part is the finale of the map. Since it's going to be quick, let's break it down from here. Waiting for the platforms wastes too much time. Your best bet is to take this lift up. It brings you to the double doors with the ogres. Take the hall down. This metal panel is an elevator that takes you to the start of this room. Leap your way to the lift. The last jump is tricky, but you can do it. Take it up. You'll have enough pentaquad juice to destroy this fiend and ogre. This room comes out of a 90s Nine Inch Nails music video. It's dark with dim, chunky, industrial lighting above. Notice this yellow one? It's another secret, but we're in a rush, so we'll come back. Once the fiend and ogre are dead, we'll rush down this hall. You should have enough pentaquad to slay the ogre. And wow, what a finale of a room. McGee saved all that lava for this room. We even see his trademark style here. The tall, ribbed-like rafters supporting the walls, with an epic staircase leading down over the flanking lava pools. And it perfectly frames another magnificent weapon, the Thunderbolt. But similar to the nail gun, it's a trap. Approaching it, you will be surprised by a shambler. It literally sits on the Thunderbolt. But don't worry, we'll have just enough pentaquad to take it down and grab our Thunderbolt. Okay, play by play, let's do this. now that's all done, let's go back up the stairs to the prior room. Shoot the yellow light fixture, and you found a secret. Another pentagram of protection. Trust me, without our current map knowledge, we wouldn't have made it back with the quad like we did. This penta would have come handy. So, we're currently at a crossroads. From where the dead shambler lays, straight ahead down below is a teleporter. Through the teleporter, we find ourselves back at the start of the map. The gates on the top floor are now open, and we can exit the map. But there is a secret exit in this map. Back where the shambler was, should you peek under the long stairway bridge, you'll see in the lava pool an open tunnel. It's a precarious drop. Avoid the lava. Carefully drop down into the tunnel. Winds shoot you through as you break your ankles and arrive at the secret level exit. The room is lit by yellow industrial lights, highlighting the portal, but behind it casts a dark shadow. Maybe this is secretly what Satan's Dark Delight is referencing. The portal platform has runic markings as its dark monochromatic liquid swirls. We step in, score screen here, showing off that amazing finale room with the shambler. We proceed and find ourselves in the haunted halls. Secret levels are always a banger, and this one is no exception. We'll be covering this one in a future episode. So here's the part where I go over some quick trivia regarding our featured map. There wasn't a whole lot I could find, but I've got a few, so here they are. There's a small skip that is pretty easy to obtain. No rocket jumping or crazy movement tech required. After obtaining the rocket launcher, instead of going straight down the hall, you can leap to the yellow armor platform to the right, and from here, make a careful jump across the opposite gap, which will give you access to this lift. Doing this, you'll miss out on a secret and an entire room, essentially, but if you're a speedrunner, it's probably not a big deal. But that said, there is a very impressive shotgun start for this map, and the speedrun is just crazy to watch. Here's a clip of Joe's Quake speedrun, 34 seconds long on Nightmare. I'll put a link in the description if you're curious and want to watch it. It's worth mentioning this, I've brought this up in the past, but my kill count on the score screen was short. And that's due to a bug with the rotfish. The rotfish has a bug in which it is counted as 2 enemies for the total monster count in a map, but not the individual monster count. So, on normal difficulty, this map has a total of 3 rotfish, which increases the monster count by 3 more. As a result, a 35 out of 38 is considered a full clear for monsters. So, what makes E3M4 Satan's Dark Delight a great map? Amazing architecture. Right away, the map shows off great layering and depth, making a great first impression with those descending stairs, metal pillars on the sides, and a rafter system overhead. As you move on, you hit this big central hub with a skybox and multi-level catwalks, then explore tighter claustrophobic hallways, and finally deal with large verticality yet narrow spaces during the platforming section. It's a fantastic spatial mix. Killer mood and lighting. American McGee's signature mood is on full display here. Structures are used as shadow casters to create interesting shadows. Those downward casting cone lighting shapes and the metal textures really nail the unique dark fantasy and industrialism blend that the Netherworld is known for. Smart fights and flow. The map doesn't throw you into a hot start, but it's pretty close to it, and as a result it feels tense, especially with the sound of nearby ogres in the vicinity. The rest of the map has some well thought out encounters as well. The water-filled area as you engage in combat while swimming in full 3D space. The raw fish providing immediate yet easy pressure, while scrags are acid spitting at you from the air, and you've also got the zombies who are throwing fleshy bits at you. Like, that is a fully dynamic combat situation. I also find the door trigger that's linked to the ogre in the central hub by the rocket launcher, having to be required to kill the ogre to open the way forward, is a clever way of forcing a combat to play out. Also, watch out for that nasty trap triggered by the Q button. It opens the way forward, but instantly drops 2 ogres on you from an upper balcony. It's so awesome to watch them leap down to try and saw you up. And of course, we've got the big platform ride challenge. It's a fun mix of exploration through tall hallways, shootable weapons, and there's even a sweet crusher trap. Speaking of traps, let's talk about secrets and traps. The secrets are pretty well hidden in this map, like those rectangular thin stair shapes leading to an upper balcony secret, or the subtle hidden yellow light that gives away a second pentagram of protection, and even the 5 shootable lights to get the pentagram with the quad and the mega health. Like, the player would really have to be paying attention to the art of this map, and as a result you are just incredibly rewarded for that one. But yeah, with the traps, you've got that crusher, which in single player it's just a fun setup to see an ogre get crushed by it. In multiplayer, that is a fun trap to catch a player that's not paying attention. Otherwise though, there's also the Shambler surprise. The Shambler is guarding the Thunderbolt as well as the secret level exit, and that is just a really nasty way to keep players on their toes. And finally, let's talk about that epic finish. The map saves most of its lava for this one room to create this visually dramatic space. This room just screams McGee's trademark style. You've got lava flanking both sides of this epic long staircase, and then the ribbed support structures on the sides of the walls. It really perfectly sets the stage for grabbing the powerful weapon, the Thunderbolt. But it's not for free, and of course a Shambler spawns in and challenges you for it. American McGee nailed it again with E3M4, Satan's Dark Delight. The map has an amazing vibe, impressive architecture, and the combat is engaging and fun. It's a fantastic map and a wonderful experience for anyone who is checking out Quake's history. What are your thoughts on E3M4, Satan's Dark Delight? How was your first experience with the moving platform area? And were you taken by surprise by the Shambler towards the end of the map? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with friends, and subscribe for more grit gaming content. And if you're looking for more, check out this recommended video right here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.